Well, happy Halloween to everybody. There was a lot of tricks and treats going on out there today. Unbelievable. But again, first of all, just want to congratulate Boston College, man. What a awesome job they did. I mean, those guys played their tails off. Jeff had them ready. They played a really hard fought game, and I knew they would. I told our team this week I thought it was the best team we had played to this point, and just you could see the confidence in them. Those guys played hard, and but it's all about our team and our guys, and I'm just so proud of them. That what you saw today is uncommon. We talk about being uncommon, and what you saw today is not the norm. It is uncommon, and it's the epitome of team. And to be honest with you, what I saw was inspiring. Yeah, I mean, it was just inspirational to see perseverance, to see guys fight, to overcome, to not quit, to stay together, to just keep playing, to not flinch. And just an unbelievable game. I got my first win against Boston College 12 years ago tomorrow, on November 1st. And I'll never forget that one, and I will never forget this one. That's two I'll never, ever forget. And I remember up there, my first one, that first win, I think we were up 17-0 at the half, and ended up getting flipped. And then this one here, obviously, we get down 18 points, and just incredible. I knew we were going to make some history today, but I didn't anticipate that type of history. To have the largest comeback in the history of Death Valley, that means you got to get down a lot of points. So that part wasn't fun. A lot of mistakes, a lot of miscues. But there's a reason why that's the largest comeback ever, because usually when you get down like that, you don't win. So I'm just really proud of our team. You saw our heart, you saw our character, you saw our culture, you saw our belief, and it was special. I mean, just a special game to be a part of. Defensively, we had 4 sacks, and obviously they had 28 points at the half, but they got 0 in the second half. And really proud of our team. And obviously one of those touchdowns was off the fumble on the goal line, so they really only got 21 on our defense. So second half, that was huge. And then, special teams, BT, a couple field goals, another 50-yarder, and then Spires. We seemed like I was going for it every time on fourth down, and we had some critical fourth down conversions. And on that last one, everybody was trying to get me to go. Everybody, defense, offense, but I just, one of the reasons I was confident in punting right there, is how Will Spires has played. I mean, I just trust him. He's a great leader, and I just felt like he could create the field position. They got no timeouts, and if they can go the distance and beat us, then you just shake their hand and move on. And so just a great job by Will, and then offensively, just unbelievable. Lots of amazing things. Knew how they were going to try to play us, especially with knowing that Trevor's out and you got a freshman quarterback in there in his first start. They're going to challenge you, play man the whole game, and some pressures. And, that touchdown to ETN when they blitzed us, that was unbelievable. That was an amazing play. That by a veteran running back and a young quarterback. And just can't say enough about DJ. 342 yards, couple touchdowns, big touchdown with his legs. And, he's our third true freshman ever to win a game here. Deshaun and Trevor and now DJ. It was just awesome. 30 of 41, made some big plays. But what I loved the most about DJ was his poise, his demeanor. Obviously, we had some bad things. We had a third down. We run a wrong route. We're going in to score. It goes 100 yards the other way. Easy for a young guy in his first start to maybe get a little frustrated, but he just hung in there and stayed poised, and he led his team. And Cornell Powell and Amari just made some huge plays. I mean, we had those wideouts made some big plays for us today, and we knew we were going to need that because I knew how they were going to play us, and it was going to be some tight plays. And man, we made some great plays. That back shoulder ball to Amari for the touchdown was something special, and And again, Cornell had a career day, 11 catches, 100-something yards, and but man, hats off to DJ. He made some great throws. Our OL protected well. We gave up one sack on just a missed assignment, but by a wideout. But really proud of what I saw. But Travis Etienne, 264 all-purpose yards. You know, I made the decision at halftime. I just felt like we needed some type of spark, put him back there at kick return, and he made a huge play for us. And the second half, I told our guys the best defense is going to be a good, efficient offense. And, you know, I think we scored just about every time we had it till right there late in the game. And that was the spark and the juice that I think our defense needed. We made some adjustments. We didn't play the ball well the first half at all. We had a lot of good positioning. We didn't play the ball well. They made all the competitive plays and seemed like they got all the breaks. We had 2 interceptions called back for penalties. But man, they hung in there and got in a rhythm and forced some punts. And then offensively, we answered the bell, got out of a hole. But Travis Etienne was just amazing. 7 catches, 140 yards. That's a Clemson record. So really proud of him. And then obviously becomes the all-time ACC rushing leader. And that is an unbelievable accomplishment for Travis. I mean, that record's been there since the 70s. And, he's split time with a lot of guys. I mean, he's had games where he's had 7 carries and things like that. So it just shows you how explosive he is. And I was really proud of him. And I told him after the fumble, I said, hey, man, don't you worry 2 seconds about it. If I'm going down, I'm going down with you, big man. All right, he's made 1 million plays, 1 million. And that was a bad one. But I'll live and die with that guy any day of the week. But just proud, man. 24 unanswered points. Just an incredible performance. You know, we're 7-0. That's what we're hoping to be at this point. And we're kind of getting into the fourth quarter of our season, our championship phase. And got a quick turnaround with Notre Dame. So quick turnaround. Right back to work tonight because tomorrow's going to Monday for us, with the guys having off on Tuesday. So, again, cannot say enough about our team, their heart, their will to win, and also the fight of BC. That was a heck of a football game, but proud of our guys. And I appreciate our fans for hanging in there. It was a little sloppy, obviously, some things that kind of take the air out of the stadium-type plays, but nobody flinched. Nobody panicked. Locker room, there was never a doubt whether we were going to win the game, and I love that about our guys. And that's what I told them. I said, we got a chance to show everybody what we're made of, and you do that one play at a time. So just an epic win. Again, one I'll never forget, and excited about a lot of the guys that stepped up. And now we'll move on to the next one here. And then I'll say this too about Trevor. Trevor will not be able to play. Just want to go ahead and get that out there. He's doing great. He Zoomed with the team last night, talked to him this morning. He feels like he could play today. So he's doing well, but obviously there's a protocol in place. And so he will be out in time to play, but then you have the cardiac part of it that you have to kind of ramp back up. And even if he feels great and could probably go play, he's not allowed to do that simply because of the protocol that's in place, and that's put in place to make sure that he can return to play safely. So the cardiac piece, you have the 10 days, but then you got the cardiac part. So he won't be able to get through that in time to play next week. But hopefully everything will go well. He'll be ready to get back to practice after the Notre Dame game and be ready to get back at it versus Florida State. So. We hate that for him. Hopefully he'll be able to travel with us still and be able to, help those guys on the sideline, but definitely will not be able to play in the game. And it'd be good to be able to have a whole week with DJ and Tyson and get them ready to go up there and build on this game here. And with that, I'll take your questions. I can't hear.
It's Heather Dinich. Can you hear me?
Hey, Heather.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, how can the College Football Playoff Selection Committee fairly judge teams this year when the virus is a variable that is going to inevitably change teams such as yours?
I mean, all you can do is judge on what you see. It's the same for everybody. So everybody's got the same challenges, but I'm not worried about that. That's why they got a committee, and that's for them to sit around and figure that out. I don't have any control over any of that stuff, so I'm not wasting 2 seconds of my brain power on that.
Do you still think you could be a playoff team without Trevor in the lineup?
Sure, why not? I mean, we're 7-0, so we won today. That's all you can do. We just try to win the day, one day at a time, and we'll go from there.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com here. You're not involved in many one-score games, but you're 27-4 now in those. Just does that kind of belief and confidence just kind of trickle down from the older guys year to year? And you mentioned how there was no panic, and they really showed that in the second half. But what was the morale like of the team at halftime?
It was good. I mean, they were frustrated because we obviously made some mistakes and really disappointed in a couple of the miscues that we made. But no panic. Let's just listen. It's a 2-score game, and we're going to get the ball. Let's go get a score. Let's get a good return. Let's get a score. It's a 1-score game. Let's get control in the third quarter. We'll win it in the fourth. It's a 4-quarter game. So that's the type of things we talked about, and then obviously just talked about our plan and what we needed to do to be able to do that. So just love their mindset. But we haven't been down 18 points many times, but it's a reflection of the type of character that we have, their love for each other, our culture, and the heart of these guys. So that's what it takes to be able to come back and win games like that. Most teams would lose that game, or look for the sideline and start pouting. These guys never did that. They just kept supporting each other, hung in there together, and it was awesome to see. It was an unbelievable win.
Dabo, Larry Williams here. I guess it's one thing if veterans, experienced guys show resolve, but with Brzee, he had some moments in the game like jumping off sides. What does it say for him to sort of stick to it and stay at it?
Yeah, and that's who he is. That's what I was telling the TV people yesterday when I was talking to them. They were asking me something that people may not know about him. And that's what I said. I said he's incredibly poised. His demeanor, he's just like this all the time. And he's very, very prepared. Your first start, you drive the team down. You got a good drive. You got the ball on the 6-inch line. Next thing you know, it goes 100 yards the other way. It could be very frustrating. You got some mistakes here or there. But he's just a very, very poised kid. In fact, Travis Etienne got the leather helmet. I think he's the first 2-time guy to get that. But he gets up there and he gave the leather helmet to DJ, and he said, listen, this kid here, I was over there down and this and that, and DJ came over to me and said, hey, listen, I got you. You just hang in. This is a freshman talking to a senior, and so Travis, he said, you deserve this, and he gave the leather helmet to DJ. And to me, that's what our team's all about. But he's just special that way, and we've seen that. He's just not overwhelmed at all. Very confident kid, and knows who he is. Made some big time throws. Missed a few, made a few mistakes here or there, a few little small details that maybe the naked eye wouldn't know that we know. But he really, really played unbelievable game for his first start. A lot of pressure on him. You're stepping in for Trevor Lawrence, and I just was really proud of him. Did a great, obviously, made some good decisions. It was a great pull on the long touchdown run. Made a couple of gritty yards for us on some conversions. It was just big time. Great leadership from a young guy. He's, that's why he was the best player in the country.
Coach Swinney, Rob Gilchrist, WCRS 1450 AM, 98.5 FM. How does it feel knowing you have coached the new all-time ACC rushing yards leader in Travis Etienne and the greatest comeback in Death Valley history. The previous one was when The Rock was premiered back in the 60s against Virginia. And what does it say about the team with all the obstacles and challenges going into and during today's ball game?
Yeah, it was awesome. First of all, with Travis, I mean, they've been playing. There's been some great running backs come through Clemson, but also through this league since the 70s. I mean, some great ones. So that is an incredible record, and still got a lot more ahead. So I'm just really proud of him. I'm just proud of Travis and just his total development. He is such a complete player now, and he was a one-dimensional player when he first got here, and now he's a Swiss Army knife. I mean, he can do it all, and I'm just really proud of him. It's exciting to see. I mean, he's special, and that's why he came back to lead his team like he did, and it's just great to see him overcome too. The way, I mean, he made some big time plays. A couple in the passing game that were just huge when we needed them, and some really good throws by DJ. And then again, the comeback. I mean, the bad part is you're down so many points. You have a chance to have the greatest comeback, so that's not good. But to actually get it done, it's incredible. I mean, again, that's what it's all about. It's inspiring, and it shows you what our team is made of. It shows you how much they care, how much they believe, and they just keep playing. And it's a 4-quarter game. Whether you're up 3 touchdowns or down 3 touchdowns, you keep playing. You don't quit. And that's what listen, we had some adversity, a lot of adversity, and it can destroy you, it can define you, or it can develop you. And I saw it develop our team today in what I think is going to become a really special group, down the stretch here.
Dabo, it's Andrea Adelson with ESPN. Can you just share what Trevor told the team during the Zoom meeting and different ways he might be able to help DJ prepare next week through Zoom or whatever else?
No, I'm not going to share what Trevor told the team, but he'll be in every meeting. So he'll have to obviously Zoom in. I don't know. I think he gets out maybe Thursday. It's either Thursday or Friday that he'll be back with us. But he'll be in every meeting. We can Zoom him into practice and all that stuff as well, so he can stay engaged and make his comments and things like that to support those guys, and then anticipate him traveling with us as well and being with us up there. Obviously can't play, but he can still make a contribution just with his presence and his encouragement and his eyes. So, but he can be in every meeting. He can be at every practice. He can do all that stuff. We've had that. We've had coaches get it, and that coaches have had to be quarantined. A time I think we've had one coach who was gone. Had a strength coach, but we had one coach who was gone who had to run his meetings from Zoom for a week or so back during camp. But yeah, he'll do everything that he can via Zoom, and then as soon as they let him come back over here, then he'll start the cardiac piece, and I anticipate that'll go. Like I said, he feels well. He feels like he could have played today, but that's just there's protocols for a reason, because you want to make sure when you do come back, you do it in the safest possible way. If he was going back to his desk job, he'd be right back at work on Thursday or something. But obviously playing football is a little different deal. So there's measures in place to make sure that these young people are safely put back into play.
That wide receiver group's been pretty banged up. Sometimes I feel like you might need to check to see if you have any eligibility left. But where are you guys right now health-wise, and is this the most banged up you guys have been?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, it's been unbelievable. So Frank Latson got a hip pointer in Tuesday practice, so he wasn't able to go. He missed all of Tuesday, all of Wednesday, all of Thursday, nursing it, trying to get back, but he couldn't go. And then Ngata, we got a few snaps out of him today, and he's the guy I'm just really keeping my fingers crossed that maybe he can have a full week of practice. because he's got to be able to. He's been a situation where he's been, better game day than he has been during the week. And, but you got to practice full speed to be able to get the type of timing and things that you need. So we've been a little beat up, but I think Frank will be ready to go this week. I think he'll be better. And like I said, hopefully Joseph will be able to have a good week. And we got an open date coming up after this one. So hopefully we'll get a few guys back. But, yeah, we've had a couple of great players that have been down, and, seems like something all the time. But you know what? Hey, we're 7-0, and that's what it's all about. Everybody, that's what I told the team. Everybody's talking about who's not here, who's not playing. Let's worry about who is here. Let's worry about who is playing, and let's go play well. And just proud of our team. A lot of guys stepped up and made some plays for us today. And another freshman, Brian Brzee, at the end of the game. There's another freshman, him and DJ, roommates, making a huge impact in this game all the way down to the last play.
Dabo, this is Matt with the State. I know you touched on it a little bit, but just having the three seniors and Travis, Amari, and Cornell step up, how important was that to help out a freshman quarterback making his first start?
Yeah, it was huge, and that's what I told them. I said, listen, you guys got to take the pressure off this kid, all right? You got to make – we always say make the routine plays all the time and make the impossible plays most of the time. That's our mindset. And we made the impossible plays most of the time today. And we made the routine plays and some big-time plays to kind of, keep him in rhythm a little bit. Huge plays. Amari had a couple of just great plays. He went up over the middle the one time. I think it was a third down, and then obviously the back shoulder touchdown was another huge play. And then Cornell, man, he had a bunch of them. I mean, just a lot of big plays. And then same thing, Travis. Travis was really upset about the turnover. And he had the eye of the tiger. He wanted the ball. He wanted it any way we could get it to him. And, we did a good job of manufacturing some touches for him, and he did the rest. I mean, it was special. But, those seniors, they're the most invested guys you got. I mean, they got one more home game. I mean, these guys have been here for 4 and 5 years, and it's important to them. It's very, very important to them. Cade Stewart up front, Bockhorst, he's a 4th-year player. Jackson, a 3-year player. McFadden, a 3-year player. So those guys are really, really invested in our program, and it means a lot to them. They're going to always be a tough out, that's for sure.
Coach, it's Trevor again. There were a couple questionable roughing calls on your defense today. One of those was Xavier Thomas, and was also hit with targeting, so he'll miss the first half against Notre Dame next week. But how good was it to see Xavier come back and then have the game he did, making that big sack? Yeah, that's back-to-back games. He's been, last week he would have had another sack, but he got held, got tackled. But he's had sacks 2 games in a row, and again was close to having 2. But I'm proud of him. He's getting better and better. He's starting to really get his endurance where it needs to be. His confidence is coming back, and we need him, man. I mean, that group is kind of developing into a good group. They're gaining a lot of experience and continuity. Maskell's had a good year for us, KJ, and now to get Xavier back in that group. But Miles, Reagan is another guy that's been hurt, kind of getting him back as well. So we've got a good group, and hopefully we can stay healthy here for the stretch run. But I'm proud of Xavier. And we had, just some tough breaks. I mean, some tough breaks today. Again, obviously the fumble, 100 yards, touchdown. It's one thing if it's a fumble and, they fall on it on the one, in a pile. But somehow or another, a guy comes out 100 yards, touchdown the other way. I mean, it's just – and then we get 2 interceptions, and we don't get either one of them because we get some critical penalties. We just had to overcome a lot, but we did. And, that's why we're 7-0. It was the heart of those guys and their ability to overcome.
Yeah, but Larry, again, can you dissect that 2-point conversion there at the end, toward the end?
The debacle 2-point conversion?
Yeah. I didn't want to be negative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad. The main thing I was really disappointed is we had a timeout earlier, and we told them before we went on the field and during the timeout that we're going for two, and we get the score, and guys lose their mind. Guys are running off the field. Guys are celebrating. DJ's running off the field, and everybody just kind of forgot. And so that created a little bit of frustration. And then, we're trying to get lined up. Clock's running down. It was pitiful. And then we obviously jump offside. So we're gonna run it. We're gonna go ahead and run another play. We feel good about, and we can't get it. They can't. We're having confusion on the signal, and we couldn't get everybody on the same page. So it was just that was bad. And then we missed the field goal. So I mean, it was just, and we couldn't move it, because we had been on offense, had a penalty, so now it's got to stay on the left hash, and then we miss it. So that was about as bad a sequence as it can be. So, frustrating. Just got to stay in tune to the situation of the game and not get caught up in the emotion of it. And so we got to do a better job with that for sure. Same thing on when they jumped offside. I mean, same exact thing. Situational awareness. We got a timeout where they're going to kick a field goal. And, I mean, verbatim, they're going to shift, they're going to move, they're going to try to draw us offside, sit in there, and I'll be son of a gun if we don't jump offside. So we did some things that were disappointing from an awareness standpoint and just execution, but we overcame it, and we'll learn from it, we'll grow from it, we'll get better.
Did you consider taking a delay instead of burning the timeout on the?
No, we didn't.
Dabo, this is Gene in Charleston. What did you say to DJ after he took that 13-yard sack, second possession? And can you elaborate on just how he keeps his poise throughout the game?
Yeah, I felt terrible for him because, we ran the wrong route. I mean, it was very, very frustrating because he had the right read, we had the right look, and it's going to be wide open. And we ran the wrong play, total just bust. And so I mean, he was just kind of, protection was good. He was just kind of stuck because he was ready to pull the trigger, and it was disappointing. I just told him to keep his head up and let's just go to the next play. And so we came off the sideline and went over and talked about it and moved on. But that was a disappointing part of the game for sure.
His poise overall?
Oh, his poise is special. That's one of the things that makes him, very unique. I mean, and we saw that early when he got here this spring. It didn't matter what group he was with, he just like this all the time. He just, maybe he's like a duck on a pond. Maybe them feet are running 100 miles an hour underwater. I don't know, but he's just like that all the time. He's just very, very calm, and he puts a lot into his preparation. He's very smart. He sees it well, but he's just a really, really poised young man. And everybody saw what we see all the time in him, in his demeanor. And that at that position, that'll serve him well as he moves through his career.
We'll take 2 or 3 more for Coach.
Dabo, this is Grace with The Athletic. I apologize if you've been asked this, but just what was this week like for you mentally?
Just another week in 2020. Just business as usual. Just another week. Crazy. Just always something. Just keep the faith. That's it. Just keep moving. Focus on what I control and get the next guy ready and just keep moving. That's it. Just keep the faith no matter what.
Coach, this is Travis with Clemson SI. You talked about building on. Hope your team takes from this win going into these last 4 games of the year.
Well, I mean, confidence. I mean, first of all, you come down. I mean, you just have the biggest comeback in the history of Death Valley. That shows you what you're made of. It shows you that you can win lots of different ways. I think the confidence is growing. You see a true freshman go out there. Deshaun, Trevor, and now DJ, they're only true freshmen to win their first start. You see a true freshman go out there. I think it gives everybody confidence, when Trevor's back, that, hey, if he gets a, bruised toenail or something, hey, we got somebody else ready to go. I think so. There's confidence coming from that, just growth mentally. And then we got a lot of young guys on defense that are stepping in and playing some roles for us, a lot of guys. And they're just going to continue to grow and get better. I mean, again, Mike's out, Skowski's out. We've had some key contributors that have not been able to play. Tyler Davis, he wasn't able to go. That's 3 starters right there. So confidence in our depth. I think we've developed some confidence in our punter and our kicker. And so there's a lot that we can grow from moving forward. But at the end of the day, every week's a journey of its own, a season of its own. It's got a life of its own. And so it's a quick turnaround for us, and we'll put everything we can into putting a good plan together and getting ready to go play a tough Notre Dame team and then move on from that one. So just excited to be at this point and really proud of our team, all that they've been through. You saw some guys, fight to get this thing done today, and I think it's special.
We'll take one final question for Coach. All right, Lou, have any additional questions?